Currently, the Cowboys' ground attack has been a weak point. With Rico Dowdle and the recent return of Ezekiel Elliott, who hasn't shown the same performance as in past years, the team struggles to establish a consistent running game. Dalvin Cook, who only played the last game against the San Francisco 49ers, couldn't make a difference, resulting in a painful loss. With a 3-4 record this season, it's time to consider significant changes. The running game is essential to control the clock, keep the opposing defense honest, and open up explosive plays in the passing game. Without an effective ground game, the Cowboys rely on passing, becoming predictable and making it easier for opposing defenses. Why would Nick Chubb be the ideal solution? Nick Chubb is recognized as one of the best running backs in the NFL. Since entering the league, he has consistently produced, accumulating yards and touchdowns with ease. His average yards per carry is one of the highest among running backs, demonstrating his efficiency and explosiveness. Chubb combines strength, speed, and game vision exceptionally. His ability to find the right gaps in the defensive line and break tackles makes him a constant threat. Additionally, he's reliable in quarterback protection and can contribute to the short passing game, adding an extra dimension to the offense. Analyzing Nick Chubb's statistics to understand the impact Chubb could have on the Cowboys, let's take a look at some of his stats. Yards per carry. Chubb often maintains an average above 5 yards per attempt, which is exceptional in the NFL. Tackle breaking. His ability to break the first contact is remarkable, resulting in many yards after contact. Consistency. He rarely has below-average games, providing stable production throughout the season. How Chubb would fit in the Cowboys. Incorporating Chubb into the Dallas roster could revitalize the offense. With his skill, he could ease the pressure on quarterback Dak Prescott, opening up opportunities in the passing game and balancing the offensive game plan. Chubb's presence would force opposing defenses to respect the ground game, creating more opportunities for receivers like CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup. Additionally, the Cowboys' offensive line, when healthy, is one of the best in the league. With players like Zach Martin and Tyron Smith, Chubb would have the necessary blocking to maximize his potential. Comparison with the Cowboys' current running backs Ezekiel Elliott. Though he was a star in previous years, his performance has declined, and he hasn't shown the same explosiveness. Rico Dowdle, a young player with potential but still inexperienced, and without the immediate impact the team needs. Dalvin Cook, although a talented running back, his lack of time with the team and injury issues have limited his contribution. Nick Chubb would bring an immediate and significant improvement to the running back group, elevating the level of competition and performance. The historical importance of the running game for the Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys have a rich tradition of legendary running backs. Names like Emmitt Smith, Tony Dorsett, and Herschel Walker marked their eras and were essential to the franchise's achievements. The running game has always been an integral part of the Cowboys' identity. Bringing in Nick Chubb could be seen as a continuation of this tradition. A dominant running back not only improves the offense but also sets the physical tone of the game, something that has been missing in recent years. The challenges of a possible acquisition, of course. Bringing Nick Chubb to Dallas wouldn't be easy. Financial considerations, negotiations with the Cleveland Browns, and salary cap impact are obstacles to overcome. Financial aspect. Chubb has a substantial contract, and the Cowboys would need to adjust their finances to accommodate him. Compensation to the Browns. What would the Cowboys have to offer? Draft picks? Players in exchange? Impact on the roster. Chubb's arrival could mean less playing time for the current running backs. How would this affect team dynamics? Strategies to make the acquisition possible. Contract restructuring. The Cowboys could renegotiate current contracts to free up cap space. Player trade. Include underperforming players or those with high contracts in the negotiation. Betting on the future. Offer high-value draft picks to convince the Browns to release Chubb. The impact on the locker room and team culture. The arrival of a player of Nick Chubb's caliber would affect not only performance on the field, but also the locker room dynamic. His work ethic and professionalism could positively influence younger players, creating a more competitive and focused environment. Furthermore, Chubb is known as a quiet leader who lets his performance speak for itself. This attitude could be contagious, raising the commitment level of the entire roster. Impact on the NFC East division. The NFC East is known to be one of the NFL's most competitive divisions. With teams like the Philadelphia Eagles, New York Giants, and Washington Commanders always vying for supremacy, the Cowboys need every possible resource to stand out. The addition of Nick Chubb could shift the power balance in the division. Rival defenses would have to prepare for a more balanced and unpredictable attack, complicating their game plans. What do the fans think? And you, Cowboys fan? Do you think Nick Chubb would be the missing piece to get the team back on track? Or do you think the team should bet on the current players and focus on other areas of need? Is it worth investing heavily in an elite running back? Should the Cowboys prioritize strengthening the defense or the offensive line? How do you evaluate the performance of the current running backs? Call to action. Leave your comment, we want to know your opinion. How do you see the possibility of Nick Chubb wearing the Dallas star? What would be the pros and cons of this move? Leave your comment below and join this discussion that's stirring up the NFL. Hypothetical scenarios. What would the rest of the season look like with Chubb? Imagine the Cowboys with Nick Chubb in the backfield. More balanced offense. With a powerful running game, defenses couldn't focus solely on the passing game, opening up space for big plays. Clock control. An effective running game allows for ball control, keeping the opponent's offense off the field. Renewed motivation. The arrival of a star could be the spark the team needs to change its mentality and strive for a comeback in the season. Potential obstacles along the way. Adaptation to the new system. Even being an undeniable talent, Chubb would need to adapt to the Cowboys' offensive scheme. Injuries. Like any player, there's a risk of injuries that could limit his impact. Chemistry with the offensive line. The synergy between running back and offensive line is crucial. It would take time to develop this chemistry. Analysis from experts. NFL analysts are divided on this possible move. Some believe it would be a risky but necessary all-in, while others think the Cowboys should focus on developing internal talent and solving structural issues. History of major acquisitions by the Cowboys. The Cowboys aren't strangers to major moves. In the past, acquisitions like Amari Cooper have had immediate results. Nick Chubb could be the next big star to change the franchise's direction. Financial analysis. Success. Salary cap. The Cowboys would have to get creative to accommodate Chubb's salary. Possible exits. They could release or trade players with heavy contracts to free up space. Long-term versus short-term. Management would need to balance the desire to win now with the team's future financial health. Expert opinions. Supportive analysts. Some experts believe this is the bold move the Cowboys need to become real contenders. Skeptical analysts. Others think the cost is too high and that the team should build through the draft. Reflective questions. How does Nick Chubb compare to the great running backs in Cowboys history? Do you believe the NFL is still a league where the ground game can lead a team to the Super Bowl? What are the alternatives if the negotiation for Chubb doesn't materialize? Future scenarios. Easier playoff access. With a strengthened offense, the Cowboys would increase their chances of making the playoffs. Attractiveness to other players. Success attracts success. Other players might want to join the Cowboys, seeing the potential for victory. Legacy in the making. A successful season could be the start of a new era of dominance for the Cowboys. Final conclusion. The possibility of Nick Chubb joining the Dallas Cowboys is exciting and full of potential. Although there are challenges and risks involved, the benefits might outweigh the drawbacks. In a sport where winning opportunities are fleeting, bold moves are sometimes necessary. Last call to action. So, Cowboys fans, what would you do if you were in the team's management? Would you risk it all for a chance at immediate glory? Or would you stay the current course, betting on developing existing players? Leave your comments, share this video with other fans, and let's keep this discussion alive. Your participation makes this channel special, and together we can follow every step of this potential big move.